All right, everyone, you may hear a lot of noise on my end today because I have someone who's fixing plumbing. So it's being done this morning instead of at break. All right, everyone, today is Wednesday. Let's make it a happy Wednesday. We're in the middle of the week. We're in the home stretch. To all the inmates, with your mask that you have, make sure it covers your mouth and your nose. Otherwise, it's a chin strap and it wouldn't work in hockey. It wouldn't protect you at all. So when we wear our mask, we're protecting others, not just protecting ourselves. I'm not wearing a mask, and the reason I'm not wearing a mask is because I'm in this office by myself, except for the back restroom. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. You are in a courtroom. Anything that you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom screen. To all of the people who are on bond, your screen is not to go black unless you're on a phone and you are signing paperwork. If your screen goes black, what will end up happening is you will have to appear in person in court. To all of you who are at your homes or at your work, if you're at work, you need to tell your employer that you need to take a break because you're in court. If you're at your home, there's to be no eating of food, no feeding of pets, no taking care of children, because you couldn't do that in the courtroom. There's to be no changing of diapers because you couldn't change diapers in the courtroom. So if you do any of those things, if you behave inappropriately on Zoom, your Wednesday is going to become a horrible Monday because your Zoom privileges are going to be revoked and you're going to be required to appear in person in the 187 District Court, which is located downtown at 300 De La Rosa. Mr. Pinelli, I don't know why you're wearing a baseball cap. So you will be required to appear in person downtown, 187 District Court, 300 De La Rosa. So that's going to entail you getting an Uber or a Lyft, or either taking the Via bus. When I rode the Via bus, it didn't give change. In my understanding, they still do not give you change back. And when you need exact change, that's exactly when you don't have it. And if you drive downtown, you're going to find that the weather is sort of hazy. So that means that people are driving erratically, which they should not be. If you make it downtown safely, you're going to find a lot of one-ways, a lot of construction, a lot of closed streets. If you're lucky enough to find parking, you're going to find that parking cost is at a premium. So Zoom is a privilege, but that privilege can be revoked. To all the inmates, you are not allowed to use the chat box. You're not allowed to use the internet. If you do any of these things, your Zoom privileges are going to be revoked. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to get sent back to your cell or your pod, and we will see you in 60 to 90 days because you know there are staffing issues. So do not do that. To everybody on the Zoom screen, this is not The Bachelor. This is not The Bachelorette. You are not allowed to be picking up dates. You are not allowed to try to pick up dates. You are not allowed to be chatting for dates. You need to do that on your own time. I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open the breakout rooms, it will invite everyone to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless you are called by name and specifically assigned to a breakout room. To all defendants and those who are accused, your attorney is probably going to want to speak to the prosecutor before they speak to you. Please do not ask to go to the breakout room. If they want you in the breakout room, they will request you. Please pay attention to your boxes because sometimes a prosecutor will be asking you to go to the breakout room, then you go to that breakout room. To all the inmates, you are not excused until I excuse you. To all those accused, you are not excused till I excuse you. So defense attorney, please do not mistakenly tell your client, we're done for today, because nobody's done for today until I tell you you're done for today. To attorneys, if you have a plea bargaining agreement, wear your mask back here. To your attorneys, if you have a plea, Brenna, things are getting knocked over by Lupe. Why? It's right there for all to see. To all attorneys, if you have a plea bargaining agreement, no matter how small you think that plea bargaining agreement is, you need to put it in the chat box to the court coordinator. She's listed as Ferguson coordinator. If your client is on bond, she'll need your client's email address. All right, everyone. Attorneys, this is the order in which you'll appear. If you see you're low on the list and you wish to Zoom to another courtroom, you're more than welcome to do so. If you Zoom to another courtroom while your name is called, you'll be placed at the end of the list. Those accused, you will not hear your name called, your attorney's name will be called. If you don't hear your attorney's name, it's because they're zooming in another courtroom or they had to appear in person in another courtroom. Attorneys, when I assign you to the breakout room, think of those breakout rooms when you go to the doctor's office. When you get to the doctor's on time and they call you to the back, you're like, yay, I'm being seen on time. No, they're putting you in one of those little rooms, a breakout room per se, and they're checking your weight and your blood pressure. The prosecutors have the ability to move in and out the breakout rooms. If you leave that breakout room, it will show that that breakout room is empty and the prosecutor will skip over you and go to the next person. So everyone, it's Wednesday. Let's make it a beautiful Wednesday. Put some patience in your pocket and spread it around if someone else needs it. All right. This is the order of attorneys: Joseph Stateson, Cleophas Marshall, Daniel. I don't know if Daniel Rodriguez is the attorney or someone else. Brian Kimbrough, Gennaro Cortez, George Schaefer, Matthew Allen, Michael Latimer, Nathan Semaine, Robert Maurer, Vanessa Garcia, Paul Smith, Bobby Barrera, Todd Coronado, Mark McKay, James Otersdorf, Alfonso Otero. Is there any defense attorney who's on the Zoom and I've missed your name?
Attorney Larry Bloomquist.
All right, Bloomquist.
John
Anyone
Robertson.
else?
John
John
Robertson.
Distrud, Your Honor. John Distrud here for Elijah Hamilton.
Okay, just 1 second. Robertson, John,
Correct.
and Disrude, John. Anyone else?
Yeah, you got me, Larry Bloomquist, Your Honor.
Yes, I have you. All right.
It is Dan Rodriguez, the attorney, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And so, all the attorneys, remember, if you add to your name and the name of your client, be sure to put down whether it's criminal trial division or family violence. That will make assigning you so much easier. Joseph Stateson, thank you for changing your name.
Yes. Hello, Your Honor.
Always good to see you.
Nice to see you too. We have, oh yes.
Yes, you changed your name, so I'm going to send you to number 3.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
Sure. Cleophas Marshall, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to number 4.
Thank you.
Daniel Rodriguez, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to number 5.
Thank you.
Brian Kimbrough, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to number 6. Gennaro Cortez, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to number 7. George Schaefer, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to number 8. John Robertson, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to number 9.
Thank you.
Matthew Allen, let me see where you are. Thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to number 10. Michael Latimer, let me see where you are. Thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to 11.
Good morning. Thank you.
Nathan Semaine, as always, you always change your name. Thank you so much. I'm going to send you to number 12.
Morning,
You missed lucky breakout room number 13 by 1 place.
13 is my lucky number, Judge.
Yeah. Robert Maurer, thank you for changing your name. You go to lucky breakout room number 13.
That was my number when I played soccer in high school, so it is my lucky number.
Oh, wow. All right. Vanessa Garcia, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 14. It's lucky like 13 because it's right next door. Paul Smith, you're welcome. Paul Smith, I'm going to
Yes,
send you to number 15.
and I believe that I mislabeled it family violence. I believe it's criminal trial division.
All right. You have it listed as it's criminal trial division.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bobby Barrera, is that the attorney? Thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to number 16. Todd Coronado.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see. Thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to 17.
Thank you.
Mark McKay. Thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to 18. James Otersdorf, you have stopped the line. What's your client's name?
Jasmine Colorado, like the state, she is on the screen. I see somewhere in the jailhouse.
Yes, she is criminal trial division or family violence.
That will be criminal trial division, I believe.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 19.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Alfonso Otero. Thank you,
Hey,
Alfonso.
Judge, good morning.
Hi, criminal trial division or family violence.
That's criminal trial division, Judge, PSI, we're ready to proceed.
I'm sorry, what?
That's a PSI sentencing today.
All right, have you received the PSI report?
Yes, Judge.
Have you reviewed it with your client?
No, if I can talk to him right now, that would be great, Judge.
And where is your client?
He's in jail. It's Lopez 140.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 20.
Thank you, Judge.
And Lopez, if you'll go to breakout room number 20, please. And just 1 moment before you go, make the screen shareable. All right, if you go to 20. Larry Bloomquist, thank you for changing your name. I'm going to send you to lucky breakout room number 21. John Disrude.
Yes, Judge. I represent Hamilton as criminal trial division.
Okay. What is the first name?
Dan, his first name is Elijah Hamilton, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 22.
Thank you.
Tony Hernandez, I'll send you to breakout room number 23. All right, everyone, I am the presiding judge this week because the other judge is not available. So you may see me go off screen for maybe 5 minutes. So again, make sure you pay attention to requests for you to go to breakout rooms. So if everyone will give me 5 minutes, I need to review a report.
Norma. Whoever. She's not on. Is there a prosecutor on here? I guess not.
Cleo, you need to get moved?
Yeah, I haven't moved. That's why I was.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, thank you. I think she said 4 for me or something like that. I don't remember.
All right, everyone, I'm back. If there are attorneys that come back, if you'll raise your hand and use the screen to raise your hand, it will make it easier for me to see you. Oh, thank you, Vanessa and John. Just give me a moment. See if we have anyone else. All right, Vanessa Garcia.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I am here on Mr. Domingo Martinez, cause number 2021 CR 9452. I've conferred with the state and they have extended an offer that I do need to confer with my client on. So we would be asking for a reset on this case.
Oh, where is your client?
He is present here on the Zoom.
All right, so I'll send you back. If you go back to your breakout room number 14. Domingo, if you go to 14 and confer with your counsel, please.
Your Honor, before I do confer with my client, I did want to approach the court on a motion that we've previously filed on August 18th, 2021. That one was a request to downgrade the no contact order to a no harmful or injurious contact order. I've conferred with the state today and they are not in opposition to downgrade that. So we're asking the court to reconsider its previous denial of the request.
Okay, so I don't do that until I have the complainant come in. So if the complainant comes in and says that's what she wants, then that's what we'll do.
Okay, Your Honor, I will schedule that.
Fabian Pinelli. Fabian Pinelli.
Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
Mr. Pinelli, I'll see you in the 187 District Court. It's located at 300 De La Rosa. We're on the 4th floor. Your Zoom privileges are revoked. All right, so confer with your client, and then if that case can be heard today, I'll hear it today.
Okay, Your Honor, I do believe, so this is actually Mr. Nathaniel Navy's case, so I'm not prepared to go forward on a plea with the client because he does need to come in and go over all the discovery as well with Mr. Navy. So I would ask just for a quick reset if possible with the court. He is stuck in Comal County today, so there's no way that he would be able to go over all that with him today.
When is Mr. Navy going to be available?
He can be available, Your Honor. Let me pull up his calendar. Sometime next week or even Friday, I believe.
And do you have all the discovery? Because today we were supposed to have a discovery. So
Yes.
has all the discovery been received?
Yes, I did confirm with the state and everything is uploaded.
And let me see if your client has come out of the, yes. So what is best for Mr. Navy, this week or next week?
Next week, preferably, Your Honor. He is, our attorney in Comal County, so he actually is there today and tomorrow.
Okay, Ms. Ferguson, can you recall Mr. Martinez for next week? If you can give me a date in the chat box, please. All right, is February 4th a good day?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if you would like, if the complainant can be here or not here, just let the court know. And whatever date you'd like that motion heard, just talk to the court coordinator. If you want to talk to her and chat her or talk to her in a breakout room, just let us know so that we can set that hearing on that motion.
I appreciate Your Honor. Thank you. Yes, I'm going to call the complainant and see what days she's available to come in, and then I can email the coordinator.
All right, that'll be by Zoom.
Okay.
All right, you and your client are excused. Mr. Domingo Martinez, you're going to come back on February 4th by Zoom, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have
Yes.
a good day.
All right, you too. John Robertson?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes.
I have conferred with Brittany Sparks on this case. We've conferred on it before. She's going to look into a couple of things that may change the offer that's made to something that we can get it resolved with. So I'd like to see if we could recall us in 3 to 4 weeks.
All right. And is your client in custody or on bond?
He's on bond and he's present, Michael Robertson.
All right, Michael Robinson, where's your video?
There he is.
Don't play with the video. All right. Ms. Ferguson, on Michael Robinson, can I have a 3-week reset? All right. We'll come back on February 22nd.
222.
Yes.
22.
You and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Joseph Stateson.
Hello, Judge. Are you able to place Albert Cota Gonzalez in a breakout room with me? We have plea paperwork we need to go over with him.
Yes.
And I emailed Norma. I believe we still need court document paperwork.
All right, thank you. So if you'll go back to number 3, and Mr. Cota Gonzalez, if you'll go to breakout room number 3, please.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Larry Bloomquist.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I confer with Michael Villarreal. They still have some discovery that they're waiting for it to come in. They're going to try to get that to me in the next week or so, Judge. But if we can get a reset for at least 4 weeks out, I think that would be best.
Where's your client?
He's here, Judge. He's present. He's using his girlfriend's computer. It's listed as Andrea Hill, and I see him here in the courtroom.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Daniel Zamaripia.
Zamaripia.
Yes. Could you give me all right. Could you give me a 30-day reset, please? In the chat box for discovery. And how do you pronounce your last name, Daniel?
Zamaripa.
All right, I'm going to work on that. I've never been able to roll my R's appropriately. All right, we're going to come back on March 2nd for discovery.
All right, Judge, may we be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
And you can log off now, Daniel.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day. Let me just find him on the docket sheet.
It's on the add-on, Judge, on the recall.
Thank you. Brian Kimbrough?
Yeah, I'm here, Judge.
Yes.
And we have an offer. This is the first setting. We have an offer. I'd like to have a continuance to go over the offer with my client.
Where's your client?
Well, he said he's on. He's been having a real hard time. He's not too familiar with this, but anyway, I called him and said he's on.
Where's Juan Garcia? Juan Garcia.
I don't see him on there. Is he possibly in a waiting room or something?
No, he's not. There's no one in the waiting room. So make sure your client arrives.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll keep working on it.
All right, thank you. Robert Maurer?
Judge, I can report back on my cases. Victoria Lara was, I talked to Brittany. She's approved her for PTD. We have the application.
All right, is this your client sitting here, Victoria, in the black shirt?
Yes.
Just one moment. Norma, on Victoria Lara, can I have a, well, she was a sentence for PTD last time we were here.
Yes,
has paperwork?
We've got the application. My secretary has it. It's in the file. My secretary forgot to email it. We're sending it right now.
Okay. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a PTD update on Victoria Lara, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to come back on February 4th. All right, if there's nothing else with Miss Laura, you're excused.
And Judge, my other client is Elizabeth Yepes. If you can check, she was trying to log on this morning and said she was having problems. And I don't
All
know
right.
if
Is there an Elizabeth Yepes here? If there's an.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
So Judge, on that case, I've conferred with Brittany. And right now, she wanted to make an offer involving treatment, but was, I guess, told at this point in time she can't. So we'll need to set that for a motion to suppress. I'll get the motion filed today.
All right, I'm sorry, you went out when you said Brittany wanted to do what?
Well, we had some discussions about probation with treatment, but that has been shot down by whatever powers that be. So I'd like to set it for a motion to suppress, and I'll get the motion filed today. Are we still able to, what's the protocol for doing those?
All right, if you want to do a motion to suppress, we can do that. We're just not having jury trials.
Okay, all right, I'll get the motion filed today.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you give me a tentative date for a motion to suppress? And then we'll put the date down, and then we'll confer with you and the state to make sure that's a date where both parties will have whatever witnesses they want to have.
Sounds good.
Let's do.
And how many witnesses are we expecting, maybe?
Judge, I think there were 3 officers involved in the stop.
Judge,
Search.
Yes.
My lawyer's calling me. Can I answer the phone?
Who is speaking?
Joanne?
Yes, you can.
Sorry, Judge.
No problem. All right, so Norma is putting us on February 28th. And what time will that be, Norma?
Judge, it'll be in the afternoon since he has witnesses.
All right, so that'll be at 2 p.m. And Mr. Maurer, I don't know what specific evidence may or may not be presented, but depending on what may or may not be presented, it's possible to do the motion to suppress by Zoom, because we have the ability. If there's a video for me to watch, we have the ability to enter into evidence and to watch it on Zoom. So if you want to waive in-person appearance and have the motion to suppress by Zoom, we can do it that way, or either we can do it in the courtroom. So it's just something for you to think about.
I'd like to do it in the courtroom.
Okay, all right. And everyone make sure you bring your mask with you for the courtroom. All right, so your date will be February 28th at 2 p.m.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, man. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ms. Yepes, you're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Gennaro Cortez.
Judge, good morning. We reached a deal with for Jose Alonso Ramirez. It's going to be a probation offer.
Just put it in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson. And what's your client's last name?
Ramirez.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
CTD.
Okay. If you'll put that in the chat box, and I'll send your client to breakout room number 7 with you. Where is Jose Ramirez?
He's in the courtroom, Your Honor. He doesn't have an email address. We had an issue with that.
Okay.
But I called him on the phone, and he knows. He's aware of it.
All right. As soon as you have the paperwork, let me know, because they're going to send the paperwork then to our courtroom, and he can sign it from there. So just let us know.
Okay, and I sent him a chat message on that.
All right, to all attorneys, if you are ready for me to speak with you, you need to show your video. Otherwise, you are where you are. All right, Guillermo Lara, who do you have?
Good morning, Judge. I have Jose Parada.
I'm sorry, who?
Jose Parada, Trial Division.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 24.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Elizabeth Settle. Who do you
Good
have?
morning. Good morning, Judge. I have Joanna Garcia. And this case
I just need to speak to Brittany Sparks if I could. Joanna's here, by the way.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 26.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, 25.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If there are any other defense attorneys who are ready, you need to show your video. Otherwise, I don't know that you're ready to speak with me. Okay.
Mr. Cortez, I sent you a chat.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
A chat was sent to you, so read your chat.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Sure. All right, Alfonso Otero.
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
We're ready, Judge. We reviewed the PSI with my client.
All right, just give me one moment. James Marriott. Who do you have?
I have a good morning. Hi.
Good morning.
Daryl Hall. We have a PTD offer pending.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 26.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Later.
Frankie Sandoval. Frankie Sandoval. Frankie Sandoval always gives us the profile of you, Norma.
Judge, it looks like he's trying to connect on audio.
Okay. And Mr. Otero, I need you to go back to breakout room number 20 and have your client come to the main room, please.
I'll do that, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Sandoval, who do you have? Frankie Sandoval. You're on mute.
Good morning, Your Honor. I have Brian Cruz, but I also had on my calendar another gentleman, but I know definitely Brian Cruz.
You say Brian or Ryan?
Brian with a B, Your Honor.
All right, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
I believe it's family violence, Your Honor. I also had a Sergio Oveda, but I don't know if I didn't get a Zoom link for it, so I don't know that case.
All right, Brian Cruz, it appears that Mark McKay has been hired on that case.
Okay.
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt. Mark has only been hired on 2, and it looks like Frankie was appointed on the 3rd one.
All right, so what I'm going to do, let's take care of that matter first. I'm going to send you to the breakout room where Mark McKay is. And he's in breakout room number 18. So I'm going to send you to number 18.
Okay, Your Honor.
Randy, he's coming out, he's in court.
All right, Alfonso Otero, if you can show your video.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Who is the prosecutor on this case, please? On Adolfo Lopez. It's criminal trial division. Is there a prosecutor available?
I can do it, Judge.
All right, thank you. If you'll show your video for me, please.
Sorry, Judge.
That's okay. And let me grab the file on Lopez. All right, the court is going to call 2020 CR 8725, State of Texas versus Adolfo Lopez. Could I have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Ryan Groomer for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Alfonso Otero on behalf of Mr. Lopez. Good morning,
And
Judge.
are you, good morning. And are you Mr. Lopez? Could you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Judge.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Judge.
Mr. Lopez, do you have any objection to this hearing taking place by video?
No, ma'am.
All right, and the court will note for the record, it appears that you took a plea by video. Obviously, there was a previous judge who took the plea because I don't see any of my writing on the document sheet. I did have a chance to review these stipulations, and if the previous judge did not say so, I am finding there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm deferring finding of guilt because you applied for deferred adjudication. According to the plea bargain agreement, there's to be $1,000 fine, and the state recommends deferred adjudication. Have both the defense and state had a chance to review the PSI report in state?
Yes, Judge, we have.
Defense?
Yes, Judge, we have.
All right, any objections to the PSI report state?
No objections from the state.
Defense?
No objection, Judge.
All right, is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client, Mr. Otero?
Well, Judge, Mr. Lopez has come a long way. He was first found incompetent. His competency was restored. Now he is aware of his behavior. He's aware of what he did. Although he's a bit confused, he's still on medication, Judge. I spoke to him while reviewing the PSR, and he has expressed very high motivation of completing and being successful at his probation term. He understands the terms that he will be, have to comply with, all the reporting and the rest of under the mental health unit. He's willing to do that, and he's ready to get on with his life, Judge.
Anything from the state?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Lopez, could you unmute yourself for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Mr. Lopez, from reading the PSI report and the stipulations, I see that you have been living at a hotel or a motel. Do you have any place to live now? When you're
Yes. Yes.
Where are you going to be living, and who will you be living with?
My mom's friend.
And who is your mom's friend?
Name's Carmen Uregas.
And does she know that you're going to be living with her?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a reason why you're living with your mom's friend as opposed to your mom?
Just for meanwhile.
So what is the reason why you can't live with your mom?
Oh, well, she's right now trying to get a place. I guess through a Haven for Hope. So she should.
Okay.
Yeah, she's in a program right now. So yeah.
So how often were you using controlled substances?
Off and on.
All right, what type of drugs were you using in the past? And Mr. Lopez, the questions I ask are not to embarrass anyone. It's just that I'm trying to see what you need in order to be successful on probation, because I want you to be able to complete it successfully, okay?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right, so what type of drugs were you previously using in the past?
Just marijuana.
Okay. So what is your diagnosis? Do you know?
Bipolar.
And are you taking any type of medication at the jail?
Yes, Cypressa.
All right. And do you have it set up or for you to continue taking your medication once you're released? What's the plan?
I think they should have it. The doctors, I guess, or.
All right. Who are you going to go see for your medication?
I don't know yet. I gotta see who I'm seeing when I get out.
Okay, so here's the thing, we gotta have a plan, Mr. Lopez, because if we don't have a plan, what's gonna end up happening is you're not gonna take your medication. Now I'm gonna tell you what I tell everyone. When people are on their medications, even me, I have to take allergy medications. I don't like taking it. So I do great, I stop taking it, then I end up with an ear infection and a sinus infection, which I have right now because I wasn't taking my allergy medication. And I find that people, when they have mental health issues, they take their medications, they start feeling better, they stop taking them. Or either they take their medication and their side effects and they stop taking them. It's very important that if any of that applies to you, that you let your doctor know. And the key to being successful is you got to have plans and you got to work your plan. So your plan from leaving the jail, it can't be, well, I think somebody else, some doctor. See, you got to know what doctor you're going to. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So have you ever been employed?
Yes, I used to work at Hard Rock Cafe.
Okay. And what type of food were they serving at Hard Rock Cafe?
Hamburgers, nachos, steaks, and stuff like that.
And what was your job at Hard Rock Cafe?
A dishwasher.
Okay. Did you wash all the dishes or did you sometimes just rinse them?
No, wash them all.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, so are you going to be receiving SSI or are you going to go back to work?
Well, I'm trying to go back to work.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court will sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication, $1,000 fine to be probated, 150 hours community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be deducted if you provide proof that you have taken the COVID vaccination. That includes the booster. I'm not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination. If you don't get it, that's fine. But if you do, 40 hours will be deducted. The remaining hours will be deducted if you comply with the regimen of your medications. You understand?
Yes.
So if you take for every time, well, every month that you take your medication, 2 hours will be removed from your community service hours, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. I'm going to want him on the MIC caseload. Proof of employment within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider with minors. We're going to do regular Zoom reporting for you. If for some reason you can't report by Zoom, it'll need to be in person. I want a scheduled appointment for him with the Center for Healthcare Services to make sure that he's on his medications. I'm going to want field visits, probation. I'm sorry, but we're going to need field visits 3 times per month, random just to start with, to make sure that Mr. Lopez has a place to stay and everything is going well with that location. Rebecca, is there anything else that Mr. Lopez needs?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Lopez, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, the key to you being successful is making sure you stay in contact with your doctors in probation, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am. I understood everything.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, with that, we'll go off the record. Good luck to you, Mr. Lopez. Mr. Lopez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2 with your attorney. Probation will meet you there, and probation is going to go over your conditions with you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ernest Acevedo, who do you have?
I'm here on Brandon Wright, Judge, the family violence case.
I'm sorry, Brandon who?
Brandon Wright. No, I didn't say that. And he is present in the meeting.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 27.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Lopez?
Yes,
you should
ma'am.
have seen something pops up that tells you to go to breakout room number 2. Do you see that?
No.
All right. I see a deputy behind you. Can you ask the deputy to come over to send you to number 2, please?
She said if you can help me get into a screen real quick.
I'll let him know it's number 2, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Elizabeth Settle.
Breakout number 2.
Yeah, I get you.
Okay.
Judge, this is on Joanna Garcia, and I did receive an offer this morning. I would ask for a 30-day reset to go over that with my client, and also Brittany is going to do a little bit more further research, so I think we're going to be able to resolve this if we could just have a little more time.
What research is Brittany doing? It's a
She
driving
is
while intoxicated.
Oh, she's going, it was with a child in the car. She's going to talk to the child's caregiver and see what impact the incident had on the child.
Okay.
She just wants to get some feedback about the child. She has attempted to contact the father, has had no luck, but the child's actually with the grandmother, so she's going to try her.
Yes, thank you. And if you'll wait a little bit, I'll give you this one. All right. Ms. Sparks,
Yes, Judge.
how much time do you need on that?
I'm hoping we can, Ms. Settle is going to send me the grandmother's phone number hopefully soon. And as soon as I get that, I can give her a call. I've already tried to call the father a couple times.
All right. And Ms. Settle, do you have all the discovery?
I do, Judge.
Ms. Ferguson, can we recall Ms. Garcia back in 2 weeks, please? And if I could have the 2-week reset in the chat box. All right, we're going to come back on February 15th.
Okay, thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you. Brian Kimbrough.
Yes, Your Honor, my client should be on. He's Galaxy J2.
All right. So is this Mr. Juan Garcia?
That is, Your Honor, but I don't know if he's mute. He may be muted.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Garcia, just give me a minute. Joanne De Hoyos, are you here for Conta Gonzalez? Joanne De Hoyos, are you here for Conta Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm sorry about the Cowboys, but it looked like you had fun.
I did. Thank you.
Oh, that's good.
One sliver of help, one sliver of hope.
Yeah, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, what is happening with Mr. Juan Garcia?
We have an offer. I'd like to have a reset to go over the offer with Mr. Garcia.
All right, Mr. Garcia, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6 so your attorney can talk to you about the offer. So if you go to,
I'd like to, this is a first setting. I'd like to meet with him in the office, go over the police reports. We haven't talked about the case in person too much. And so a short reset, it's a first setting.
all right, Norma, Mr. Juan Garcia, can we recall this on February 15th?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll come back on February 15th.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We're both excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Guillermo Lara.
Yes, Judge. I spoke with Marcus matter, Judge, and he's made they've already made an offer. Mr. Parada has rejected that offer and wants the trial on this matter.
All right,
Judge.
Mr. Parada, can you unmute yourself?
Hello.
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 First off, t-shirts are not appropriate dress for Zoom. Do you understand?
Yes.
So next time you're not to appear in a t-shirt. Do you understand? Is he a Spanish speaker?
He is, Judge. José te está comunicando que.
Just one second. Ms. Ferguson, I need an interpreter for Mr. Parada, please.
Dame la camisa.
All right, Mr. Lara, we'll take this up as soon as the interpreter comes in.
Okay, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Sure.
James Meyer. James is always somewhere else, Brennan.
Está bien.
All right, Nathan.
Yes, Your Honor. If Mr. Sanders is back, it doesn't look like he is. I'd like to go into a breakout room with you and CTD prosecutor, if I may.
All right. Is there a criminal trial division? Marcus is in number 15. As soon as he comes out of 15, then I'll go to a breakout room with you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Your client, Mr. Pinelli, has been required to appear in court for Zoom violations.
Understood.
I know that messes up with your daily schedule. You know, time when you make plans, it's just.
I understand, Your Honor.
All right. Matthew Allen.
Yes, Judge. I conferred with Marcus on Sammy Villa. They are asking for more time. So we're set for the MTR and his new case. The new case is one of the allegations and the main allegation on the MTR. So we're hoping to try to take care of it all at once.
Is the new case a case that's been indicted or no?
It recently was, Judge.
All right, to the clerks, do you have the new cause number for Villa?
Let me take a look, Judge.
Thank you.
Judge, are you asking anybody or the clerks?
Oh, the clerks. So they can give me the file if they have it. So what is the new number one, Mr. Allen?
It's an ag assault deadly weapon.
Okay. And Mr. Allen, I don't see any photos on the wall behind you. Do we need to ask for a proof of life?
No, Judge, I'm working from home, so I tried to find a clean background.
All right. Blink once if you need help. All right. Norma on Villa. We're going to need a reset date on that. What is this going to be a contested or no?
The hope is to work it out. In the meantime, Mr. Sanders and I agreed on a bond for his MTR and a bond reduction for his new case, obviously with the court's permission. So I'll email the motion and proposed order to the court for review.
And be sure to put on your order, agreed order at the top. Thank you.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Sammy Villa, can I have a 30-day reset and set it as a contested hearing?
I put it in the chat, Judge.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to come back on March 2nd. If you all want to come back sooner than March 2nd, then let the court know and we'll make that happen. So it's going to be March 2nd, and that'll be at 2 p.m. for a contested. If it turns out it is not a contested hearing, then just let the court coordinator know and she'll move it to the morning time.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Norma, you can let them know that 16A Villa can go back.
Yes, ma'am.
And everyone, just give me a moment. All right, you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge, could you ask Hamilton to go to room 15 with his attorney?
Hamilton, I need you to go to breakout
Judge,
room.
I've already conferred with him today.
The other one.
There's a Paul Smith.
Yeah, the other one.
Paul
Dan.
Smith, not the attorney.
No, Your Honor, Sanders is talking about Joshua Hamilton, but I've already conferred with him
No,
today.
he's not
the
talking
other one.
about Joshua Hamilton.
Okay.
Number 16B, if you'll go to breakout room number 15, please. 16B. And Ms. Ferguson, yes, he's there. All right, Mr. Slimane, let me take Mr. Rodriguez and then I'll go into a breakout room with you and Mr. Sanders.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, what is happening with Joshua Hamilton?
Mr. Sanders has made an offer. I've communicated that offer to Mr. Hamilton. This is a second setting. We'd like one more pretrial setting for him to decide what he wants to do.
All right, do you have all the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
Brenna, there is music coming outside the window.
I can hear it too.
La Bamba, right? All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Hamilton, can we come back in 2 weeks, please? And Mr. Hamilton, your hair is just fine. All right, so if we can stop playing with the hair and trying to fix that. I always tell people the hair, anything else, the clothing should be done before we come on Zoom, okay? Could you unmute for me, Mr. Hamilton?
Can you unmute Josh? There he is.
All right, your hair is just fine.
Sorry about that.
And I will tell you, when you do the sides that low on a mohawk, you're just gonna have to let it grow out, or either you're gonna just have to shave the top off to fit it, okay? All right, we're gonna come back on February 16th. And February 16th is gonna be your plea deadline date, Mr. Hamilton. So what that means is on that day, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. Do you understand?
I understand.
All right, thank you for showing up, Mr. Hamilton. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Go ahead and log off, Josh. Thank you, Judge.
Right.
You have a nice day.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
You're not here.
You said 3 times?
Just one
Yeah, that's
second.
my third. Okay.
What page is Hamilton on? Does anyone see him? Josh
Page
Hamilton?
Page
He's on
14.
page 12 and, 12 and 14, Judge. He has several cases.
Okay. Oh, no, that's a different Hamilton.
Okay.
Joshua's on 14.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, just give me a moment. I'm gonna go in the breakout room with Nathan and Marcus, and let me see. Nathan, if you'll go back to breakout room number 12, Mr. Sanders and I will meet you there.
On my way.
Thank you.
Norma, the judge is asking if you can go to the breakout room with her. I believe she's in 12.
All right. So Mr. Slimane on Mr. Torres, if you'll go to number 12. Mr. Torres, if you could go to breakout room number 12 for me, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Michael Latimer.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
I've conferred with the state. There are 2 discovery issues still outstanding, and I expect to get some response from the state on that. They're going to look into whether or not there's surveillance footage from inside the jail. This incident occurred in the jail, and possibly the identity of any other inmates that were in the area. I have an offer from the state. I'm going to confer with my client regarding that, so I'll need a reset.
All right. So do you want to confirm your client is here now? Have you had a chance to speak with him?
Not this morning.
All right. Let me send you to a breakout room with the client and then we'll see where we are.
Okay.
Mr. Citron, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 11 with your client. I mean, with your attorney. And Mr. Latimer, you can go back to number 11.
Okay, thank you.
James Marriott.
Yes. I'm waiting from my client to see when.
No, your client is here and he needs to start his video. I don't know why people come on here with their video off. Mr. Hall. And his video has been off a while. So your client needs to appear in the 187 District Court. So if you can call him and let him know.
Okay.
Mr. Hall, unmute, please. Mr. Hall, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I was reading my what my attorney emailed me.
Yeah.
He's reviewing the pretrial diversion contract, and I'm hoping that he'll send that to me momentarily.
All right. Did you send him that pretrial diversion contract during this hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why are we just now doing the pretrial diversion contract? Was this something that was just sent?
No, I received it. Admittedly, I received it 2 weeks ago, and I sent it to him by email as soon as I received it 2 weeks ago. And apparently he had not seen the email. And so I've resent it for him to look at it. And so we discussed it.
Ms. Ferguson, on Darrell Hall, can I have a PTD update? And Mr. Hall, if that document is not where it needs to be, when you come back next setting, that's going to be your plea deadline date. And the court is not going to be doing a pretrial diversion because this case has been going on since August. So we're going to come back on February 4th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And all of that paperwork needs to be done. Do you need to speak with your client in the breakout room?
Sure, let's do that. Thank you.
All right, and you can be excused from the breakout room.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Hall, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 26. And Mr. Meyert, if you go back to 26, please.
Yep, there. Thank you.
You're welcome. Everyone, just give me a moment. All right, any other attorney who's ready?
Judge, good morning. Genaro Cortez for Jose Alonso Ramirez. We completed the paperwork. I think he might just need to get sworn in.
All right, let me see if I have the paperwork. Just 1 second. To the clerks, the paperwork is coming in on Ramirez.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, this is Guillermo Lara. Did the interpreter arrive, Judge?
Robert, I'm sending you, the paperwork is out of order. So you're gonna need to scratch out my name and sign your name.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Just 1 moment, please. Mr. Lerma. And everyone, I know it appears that I'm not doing anything, but at this moment I'm signing paperwork, so just be patient. All right, we have the interpreter here, so I'm going to take that up first. Norma Nero, great
Hi.
seeing you.
Good
Hi.
morning, Judge. Always great to see you.
All right, so this is what's going to happen. Mr. Parada is actually at his house. So we can't do the change of interpretation because it's so difficult. His cause number is 2021 CR 7575. His name is Jose, last name Parada.
Yes.
And Norma, before we go on the record, could you give us a trial date for Mr. Parada, please?
You said a trial date, Judge?
Yes.
Give me 1 second. Let me look at the spreadsheet real quick, Judge.
All right. And so, Ms. Nero, the only thing I'm going to have the announcements done. Of course, his attorney is Guillermo Lara. And Mr. Lara, the trial date is going to be April 5th. Are you going to have any objections to that date?
No, Your Honor, we will be ready.
All right. Mr. Slimane, Mr. Pinelli seems to be trying to zoom in.
Trying to zoom in.
Yes, and he needs to appear in person.
Let me, excuse me for just a moment, Judge.
Yes, thank you. All right, so I'm going to take this matter first. Mr. Lara, if you can please remember, once I ask the question, if you could give the interpreter a chance to interpret, and then you can answer.
Señor Lara, la juez lo que le está mencionando es de que una vez que la intérprete, que la juez haga la pregunta, espere a que la intérprete termine de interpretar para que usted dé su respuesta, ¿ok?
Yes.
All right, the court is going to call 2021 CR 7575, State of Texas versus Jose Parada.
Ok, este tribunal llama la causa 2021 CR 7575, el estado de Texas contra José Parada.
And for the defense?
¿Y quién se encuentra aquí por parte de la defensa?
Guillermo Lara for Mr. Parada, Your Honor.
Guillermo Lara, abogado del señor Parada.
And are you Jose Parada?
¿Y usted es José Parada?
Sí.
Yes.
If I could have the interpreter, if you could raise your hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and from Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
And up until this point, have you been translating from English into Spanish and from Spanish into English?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Lara, have you received all the discovery in this case?
Señor Lara, ¿usted ha recibido toda la evidencia en esta causa?
I have, Your Honor.
Sí, su señoría.
Has an offer been tendered to you?
¿Y se ha presentado una oferta?
Yes.
Sí.
Mr. Parada, are you rejecting that offer?
Y señor Parada, ¿usted está rechazando esa oferta?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
¿Usted está pidiendo un juicio por jurado?
Sí.
Yes.
Your jury trial date will be April 5th, 2022 at 9 a.m.
Y su fecha para tener un juicio con jurado va a ser abril 5, 2022 a las 9 de la mañana.
You will need to appear in the 187 District Court on that date, dressed for trial.
Y usted va a tener que comparecer en el Tribunal de Distrito 187 en esa fecha y vestido con el atuendo para juicio.
The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa. It is on the 4th floor.
Y el tribunal está localizado en la calle Dolorosa número 300 en el 4º piso.
Está bien.
It's fine.
All right, do you understand?
¿Entiende esto?
Sí.
Yes.
If for any reason jury trials are suspended, your attorney will notify you.
Y si por alguna razón los juicios con jurados son suspendidos, su abogado se lo notificaría.
Está bien.
It's fine.
If jury trials are suspended, you will still need to appear, but you will appear by Zoom.
Y si el juicio con jurado se suspendiera, usted todavía tendría que comparecer, pero comparecería por Zoom.
Do you
Está bien.
understand?
¿Entiende esto?
Sí.
Yes.
Mr. Lara, is your client a citizen?
Y señor Lara, ¿su cliente es ciudadano?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí,
All
su
right.
señoría.
All right, and I asked to make sure that he's had a chance to speak with an immigration attorney.
Y pregunto esto para ver si él ha tenido la oportunidad de hablar con un abogado de migración.
Understood, Your Honor.
Okay. I never like to make assumptions, but I always want to be sure.
Nunca me gusta asumir cosas, siempre me gusta estar segura.
All right, if there's nothing else, Mr. Lara, you and your client are excused.
Ok, si no hay nada más, usted, señor Lara, y su cliente se pueden retirar.
Thank you, Judge.
Gracias. Su señoría.
Gracias. See, I'm trying to learn.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
See. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Brenna, I love when we have interpreters because I get to pick up, new languages. I'm trying. And I do have the paperwork ready for Mr. Ramirez. Just give me one moment. So, Mr. Latimer, Mr. Citron, what is happening?
Your Honor, he's not, and I'm recommending that he not accept that offer until I get full discovery. But I've learned something in looking at these documents that are recently downloaded. I need to speak to Joe Ray once again, but I will need a reset. And I don't know, I've been out of the state for 3 weeks. Have jury trials, criminal been suspended or not?
Yes, they have. Where have you been out of state? Have you been enjoying your best life?
Well, no, I'm still working. I was in Colorado.
Okay, so you can say you were still working. I know you still were enjoying your best life. Did you hit the slopes or no?
I'm afraid I did.
Okay, so you're
most of my body.
Was an injury? Did you suffer an injury?
No injury, just embarrassment.
Okay. All right. Well, you should, whenever you fall in the snow, you should just go with it and then pretend like you intended to do it and you're doing a snow angel.
Well,
all right.
If I do fall, which is not very often, most embarrassing is not being able to get up. That's the problem.
So Ms. Ferguson, on Citron, can I have a reset date in the chat box for discovery, please? And is the only thing we're waiting for is the video from the jail?
I just want to find out if there's surveillance, but there's another issue in regards to what I have been provided. I need to talk to Joe Ray about.
All right. So I'm used to Joe Ray being with family violence. Now remember he's with criminal trial division now. All right, your next court date is going to be March 2nd for discovery. Do you need to speak with Mr. Citron anymore?
No.
All right, Norma, you can let them know that 17A can go back. And Mr. Latimer, you can either use the chat box to Joe Ray and let him know you need to see him and go back to a breakout room, or you all can chat with each other.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. George Schaefer on Castignon.
Yes, Your Honor. I spoke very briefly with Brittany Sparks. This defendant needs to have a Chapter 46 review done. I'm in quarantine right now.
Citron 17A can go back.
Norma, you're not muted. Yes, Mr. Schaefer.
I will be filing a request for an evaluation under Chapter 46.
Okay, when do you think you'll have that filed for us?
Hopefully, Judge, by the end of the week, if I can get out of quarantine.
All right, I hope you're feeling better.
Well, I'm feeling fine. I'm just positive.
Yeah. All right, Norma, on Jose Castignon, I need a setting because he's going to need an evaluation, please. And are you okay with the court getting that done, Mr. Schaefer, if you're unable to do it?
Well, Judge, I will file something as soon as I can.
All right, so we're going to come back on March 7th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and do you know if you've received all the discovery in this?
I just received something from Brittany. I have not seen it all yet.
All right, we will come back on March 7th. Do you need to speak with your client anymore?
No, Your Honor, if we can be excused, I will go see Mr. Castañon at the jail.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you let them know that 17D Castagnon can go back, please?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day. Hope you feel better. Well, get on positive.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Michael Zamora, who do you have?
Your Honor, I'm here on a Mallory Elaine Garibe, 2021 CR 9801B.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial.
Okay, I will send you to breakout room number, let's see, send you to breakout room number 24.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Bobby Barrera. You're not Bobby Barrera. You're on mute. Oh, you're still muted. Yes.
No, but it's okay. Bobby's with clients, but he said that he's asking for a reset, Your Honor, because he's looking for restitution issues.
Okay, just give me a moment. I'll take this up in a little bit, okay?
Okay, do you want me to get him back or are you okay?
No, just if you can wait for me because I have a case before this and then I'll come back to you, okay?
Yes, Judge, thank you.
All right, thank you. Javier Padilla, who do you have? You're on mute.
Hi, Judge. I have Tommy Bracamontes. It's an MTR.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
I think it's family violence.
Okay.
But we spoke last time. I believe we're going to have an agreement to revoke him.
Well, we have new family violence prosecutors. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5, and if you could speak to someone from family violence.
Okay, I'd be happy to, Judge. But let me tell you, I've got another case that I'm working on, so I'm going to be bouncing back and forth, doing the best I can to take care of both.
All right, the prosecutor is waiting for you. Who is the attorney on Ramirez? So we can do the plea.
Good morning. It's me, Your Honor, but I think you blocked me on video.
Who is me?
Genaro Cortez, you blocked me.
Oh, I don't think I blocked you.
I tried to go back on video, but there we go.
Yeah, no, I don't block anyone from video. I encourage it.
Okay. All right.
All right.
We're ready on it, Your Honor.
Where is your client?
He's in the courtroom.
All right, to the courtroom. If I could have Mr. Ramirez brought to the front, please. And who is the prosecutor?
It was me, Judge Ryan Grimmer.
All right, thank you. Brenna, everybody, I say, could you state your name? I'm still learning voices because people get moved so often. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 10657, State of Texas versus Jose Ramirez. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Ryan Grimmer for the state of Texas.
For the defense?
Genaro Cortez for Jose Ramirez.
And are you Jose Alonso Ramirez?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video. I'll note for the record that the defendant is in the courtroom. Any objections to us proceeding by video, state?
No, Judge.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Ramirez, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case? And did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Mr. Ramirez, did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Judge.
Mr. Ramirez, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with this terroristic threat of a peace officer? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Off the record, please. To the clerks, there's paperwork coming back to you on Conta Gonzalez. Back on the record, please. Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent? Mr. Ramirez?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you are giving up these rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up these rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ramirez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm going to show you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. There's a $1,500 fine, $100 to be probated. There's no application for deferred adjudication. State recommends community supervision. They will take in consideration 2021 CR 10658. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, with when a typo, Your Honor.
Yes.
We agreed that the subject to the approval of the court is that but 1,000 will be probated instead of 100.
And that's correct, Judge. I put 100 instead of 1,000.
All right. The court has added $1,000 to the probated fine and written that in the plea bargain paperwork. Any objections to the court writing it as a $1,000 fine, state?
No, Judge.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Ramirez, do you understand there's a $1,000 fine to be probated?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, then, did you understand that as to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge, that's the agreement.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is recommend that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours community service restitution, no contact with the BCSO officer G not KNOTT, and the APSE course. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea?
Yes, Judge, we'd offer State's Exhibit number 1 to the court.
Any objections?
None.
Mr. Ramirez, I'm showing you the document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to a jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. I spoke with Mr. Ramirez about this case. He's remorseful. He says that the report is accurate and that he had a lot to drink. He's not making excuses for it, and he's hoping that the probation will help him out. He's really trying to get past this.
All right, Mr. Ramirez,
Yes, ma'am.
are you still living with, I guess, Nancy in Virginia?
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't understand why things escalated to the point that it escalated to where you're asking the police officers to kill you and you're threatening police officers. You're lucky they didn't shoot you. They tase you, and then you pull the taser. Well, the first taser missed, then they shoot you with another taser, then you try to pull it out. So what are your issues so that we can make sure this doesn't happen again?
I was going through some things, man. My mother-in-law passed away. I was going through a lot of things in my head, and I'm sorry about that. And I stopped drinking already. I got a good job. I'm paying child support. I got my life straight.
Okay, I know people are always sorry about why things happen when, there's clarity, people are sober, but the key is finding out why they happen so it doesn't repeat. So you're saying you're clean and sober. Does that mean that there's no alcohol in the house? Is that what you're telling me?
No, ma'am. I'm trying to, I got a good job, like I said, ma'am. I'm trying to be straight. And
what do you do?
Work at the electricity poles.
Oh, do you have to climb up the poles?
No, I dig the poles, but with the electricity inside the houses with the big wire power bolts, and I be clean them up and We clean the poles to don't get rough, nothing like that in the bottom.
All right, do you actually dig the hole that the pole goes in?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Are they having you guys do that with a shovel?
Yes.
Well, that's gonna improve your upper body strength. I know in San Antonio, it gets to be 100 and something degrees. If we don't have snowmageddon again, which you never know. So how many children do you have?
And I got 4.
And how did you stop drinking? Did you go to a course? What happened?
Oh, yes, you know what? You learn to the mistake, man. I don't want to go through things again. That's an ugly feeling, man. You know, respecting your wife, and you respect a lot of people, and you respect yourself, and
all right. So here's the thing, because I've read the police report, and in the police report, it seems that this is not the first time you've acted uncharacteristically when you drink alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure this has happened before. And what you're telling me now, I'm sure you told Nancy in Virginia it's never going to happen again. I'm not going to drink again. So you need some help, and I'm gonna get you that help because I want you to be successful at this probation. Was there a family violence case filed in this matter or no?
No.
There wasn't, Judge.
Okay. All right. How old are your children?
Oh, I'm not with my kids. I got stepkids. Oh, the 8, 9, and 7.
All right. Do your stepchildren live with you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. See, I always feel some kind of way when people say, I don't have kids. First of all, kids are baby goats. I learned that from my childcraft reading when I was growing up, the childcraft encyclopedias. And because you are in your stepchildren's life, I'm pretty sure they want you to, yes, be their second father, their second parent, but there's a way to do that. And the way to do that is not by being disrespectful to their mom. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's going to have to change.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 2 years. There's a $1,500 fine. I'll probate the entire fine. Take in consideration 2021 CR 10658. What was that cause? What was the offense in that cause number?
Judge, it was a less than a gram case. It was kind of a similar incident with some methamphetamine in his pocket at a bar.
All right. I'm going to want him an intensive outpatient treatment with probation. Mr. Ramirez, when you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? Because you're going to get drug tested today. So be honest with me,
Be clean.
because when I place people on probation, I want them to be successful.
I'll be clean.
So when's the last time you used controlled substances, and what was it?
A month ago, marijuana.
And what else? Because this possession less than a gram case is not marijuana.
Yeah, that's it. I don't want to mess with that for a minute.
No. Here's the thing. When I see people, you are where you are right now. I'm trying to get you to a place where you can be a good parent to your stepchildren, maybe a good husband to your wife. So I need you to be honest with me. There's nobody walking around with cocaine in their pocket and they don't use cocaine. Maybe if they put on someone else's pants that morning and didn't check the pocket. So what they're taking in consideration is a less than a gram case. So other than marijuana, what drugs have you used? And if you want to speak in past tense, that's okay. So other than marijuana, what have you used?
That's it, ma'am.
All right, let's go through it. Cocaine. Have you ever used cocaine?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. When's the last time you used cocaine?
2 months ago.
All right. Methamphetamines. Have you used meth? When's the last time you did?
About like a month ago.
Okay. So, Mr. Ramirez, here's the thing. I'm not a dentist and you're making me pull your teeth to get answers from you. I don't cook chicken and you're making me pluck you. Just be honest with me and tell me what's going on in your life. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Rebecca, instead of intensive outpatient treatment with probation, I want a referral for him to felony drug court. And I'm telling you right now, Mr. Ramirez, you had better be completely honest with them with your drug use. And don't go over there with that pretending that the only thing you've ever done is marijuana. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Either you want to get your life together for your family or not.
Yes, ma'am.
You're lucky that Virginia and Nancy haven't kicked you out of the house, because maybe you do not need to be around young children influencing them with your bad habits and bad ways. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So referral to felony drug court. I'm going to want parenting classes. And we're going to do the UA hotline until he's accepted in felony drug court. 100 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. Not forcing you to get one, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be deducted. There's to be no contact. And I don't know about this no contact. What if they get called back to the house?
Yeah, exactly, Your Honor. I talked to Mr. Grumer about that. I'm not sure how to address it. So obviously he's not gonna.
I'm gonna do no contact with BCSO Officer G Not out of professional circumstances. So I'll put it that way. No contact with BSO Officer Not. Outside of his professional capacity. And that APSC course, is that the anger management course?
Yes, Judge.
All right, we're going to do the BIPP course. We're not doing that course. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Does Miss Nancy in Virginia, South Dunya, he still lives at the house, so I'm assuming they're allowing him to continue to live there. So I'll do no harmful or injurious contact with Nancy in Virginia, Saldana. I'm going to want field visits, random, 2 times per month. Proof of employment within 15 days. There is to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Rebecca, is there anything else that Mr. Ramirez needs?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Ramirez, is there anything else that you need from me?
No, ma'am.
And you should probably hope that you get into felony drug court, because once you're in felony drug court will give you your conditions and they may decide to do something different than what I've done. But for now, those are your conditions. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And also, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you need to know the definition of what a weapon is, you'll need to contact your attorney for that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
We can go off the record. Mr. Ramirez, here's the thing. Children understand what's going on at the household. They had to deal with a stepfather who may or may not have in the past been abusive to their mom, who may or may not in the past have been abusive to them. And what has ended up happening is you've disrupted their day, put them in fear because you're drinking hard liquor, you can't hold your alcohol, and you're using drugs regardless of what you're telling me. Children see that and children know that. The way children learn how to speak is by listening to people. So you're using a lot of alcohol and being disruptive in the home. They're going to learn that that's the proper way to act, and it is not. If they're in relationships, they're going to learn how relationships work based upon you and their relationship with their mother. So if you're violent towards their mother and police are always being called out to the household, they're going to think that's the way to show love. And they're going to think that might makes right. So you need to change your ways. Either you are going to be a positive force in their life or not. If you're not going to be a positive force in their life, you need to move on away from them. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And that will be the best thing that you can do for them if you're not going to get your life together. And most definitely do not be bringing drugs in your home, right? And probation, I want you to be out there to check for that and check for it in the vehicle, because children are curious and children tend to put everything in their mouths. That's why parents always finding out that their child has kissed a frog or put dirt in their pocket or rocks in their pocket, because children will pick up things and put them in their mouth. Don't let that happen on your watch. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Probation is going to meet you there and go over conditions with you. Mr. Cortez, you can go to breakout room number 1 with Mr. Ramirez, or either you're excused.
Judge, just a quick question.
Yes.
Mr. Ramirez travels for work. Just want to make sure he has permission to travel for that.
Yes. We need poles put in the ground. All right, who are the attorneys on Cota Gonzalez?
Judge, excuse me, are you ready for me to go to the breakout room now, or do I need to wait?
Let me see who is. No, you can go to the breakout room now.
Okay, thank you.
Jim Ultersdorf, I've returned from conferring with my client and Marcus.
Just a moment.
Okay.
Just a moment.
Yes, Your Honor. It's Joanne Doyle's on that matter.
All right, who's the prosecutor?
Brittany, Judge. Hi, Brittany.
We had a discussion about that off the record yesterday when people say, Brittany. All right. But it's a good, joke for us. All right. The court is calling 2021 CR 8188, State of Texas versus Albert Conta Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Brittany Sparks.
For the defense?
Joanne De Hoyos.
And
Mr. Gonzalez is in jail, Your Honor. He's on.
All right, and Joseph Stateson is with you?
Yes, Your Honor. He would like credit for being here in the morning.
I have Joseph Stateson present, Your Honor.
All right, and are you Mr. Conta Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Conta Gonzalez, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Defense, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, okay. Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Conta Gonzalez, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Conta Gonzalez, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with felon in possession of a weapon? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Absolutely, Your Honor. He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Conta Gonzalez, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm going to show you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the prison. There's a $1,000 fine. There are no applications Did you understand
Yes, Your
that to be
Honor.
the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea?
Yes, Judge. State offer states Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
Any objections?
None, Your Honor. Reviewed the same and signed it.
Mr. Conte Gonzalez, let me show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes, Your Honor.
No, I had, I don't know if I gave you, but that was,
All right. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client takes responsibility for this action. He had some issues with his mother at the time. She has passed, and his girlfriend just passed also. So he's asking for you to follow plea bargain. He would like to go back to California since his mother is no longer here. Believe he is on a parole hold and has been the whole time for an evading arrest. So I just want to put that on the record.
All right. And is that parole hold out of this?
California.
Out of California as well.
But it's not for this case, it's another case, it's an evading arrest. But I did tell him since he had the warrant pending that he would take that up with the California parole board the time he's had it.
Okay. All right, then the court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $1,000 fine, time and money to run concurrent. I'm going to show you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
I did, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
If you have and also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. If you have a question over what a weapon is, you'll need to ask your attorney for a definition of that. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Conte Gonzalez, how old are you?
I just turned 30.
All right, so here's the deal. You're at that point in your life where you are not there yet, but you're getting close to where more of your life is behind you than in front of you. Don't be the person at the prison when new people come in and they're trying to figure out how things run, and they say, oh, ask the oldest person here who's been here the most. And they say, well, who is that? And they say, oh, we just call him Grandpa Conte Gonzalez. Don't be that person. Change your life, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. Norma, you can let them know that Conte Gonzalez can go back. He's just listed as 187.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you.
Bye, Judge.
Bye-bye. All right, Nathan Slimane.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I have conferred on Mr. John Matthew Torres. I believe that the state is going to attempt to reach out again to the complaining witness and attempt a conversation before they're going to be extending an offer. I've spoken with both Mr. Sanders and Mr. Torres this morning, so we'd be requesting a reset to give them the opportunity to do that.
All right. Did they give you an idea how long it would take for them to speak to their complaining witness?
They didn't. My understanding, though, is that they have attempted already. It's just he's been, the complaining witness has been unresponsive. So.
All right. So, Ms. Ferguson, can we call this back in 2 weeks to say where we are with the state on contacting our witness, please? It's John Matthew Torres.
Yes.
And if I could have a 2-week reset.
And Your Honor, I have another matter in this court that was set for 2:15. If I could also have Mr. Torres just set on 2:15, that would help me.
Okay. All right. And that's what Ms. Ferguson just put in the box.
Wonderful.
And let me know when Mr. Pinelli arrives.
I just heard from him, Judge. He should be there momentarily.
All right, Mr. Torres, we'll see you back on February 15th. Norma, you can let them know Torres can go back. He's 17E. All right, Paul Smith.
Judge, I have conferred with Marcus. There is some discovery that is outstanding on the case. I talked with my client. I was just appointed to this about a week or two ago. So we're in the process of downloading the discovery, and we have not been able to get a resolution offer. I think the state's in the same position.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Elijah Hamilton, can I have a regular reset, please? And it'll be for them to get their discovery, and they should be prepared to make an offer. So it's going to be recalled for March 1st. So March 1st is going to be for discovery plus the state's offer.
Very well, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right,
May
if
we
you have
be
nothing else, you're excused. Norma, you can let them know 16B Hamilton can go back.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Everyone, just give me a moment, please. All right. Michael Zamora, you just left the screen. James Oldestor.
Judge, I've conferred with Marcus Sanders, and he was asking for a regular reset. There is an old, this is on Jasmine, Colorado, an old at-large burglary that he wants to follow up
Where is
on.
Miss Colorado?
She's in jail.
Okay, did you leave her in a breakout room, Mr. Oldestor?
I did.
Yeah, she's still in a breakout room.
Yeah.
She's coming back. All right, so what is happening with, what does the state need?
I talked to her after I talked to Marcus and explained that there was an at-large burglary of a hab. It was about a year old, and well, a little over a year old. Marcus wanted to follow up on that before he extended an offer. And he
all right,
asked
Ms.
for a
Ferguson,
regular-
on Colorado, can I have a regular reset sometime in February, please? Just one moment. When we get, just 1 second, Miss Colorado, we're going to come back on February 23rd. That's going to be so that the state can find this outstanding case that we don't have, and for discovery. And hopefully by that time, the state will be able to make an offer, okay?
Yes, ma'am. You said February when?
23rd.
Okay, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, you can let them know Colorado can go back.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank
You
you.
as well.
All right, Michael Zamora on Garabay.
Yes, I spoke with Marcus. There's a co-defendant, and apparently they're working something out. There were other cases on the same day that this one occurred.
Can we speak?
And
to
they're
the
not
breakout
sure
room?
if this
Just
was,
one second. Yes, Mr. Sanders.
Sorry, Judge, can we speak to you in a breakout room?
All right, everyone, just give me a moment. If you all would go, Marcus, if you can send Mr. Zamora to breakout room number 1, and I'll meet you there shortly. Let me get settings for these cases first.
Okay.
Ernest Acevedo, Brandon Wright.
Good morning, Judge. Michael Villarreal is on the case. He has gone over it and he has to request some discovery. So we need, he said he needed at least 30 days for that.
Wait, who's on this case?
I am, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
So he just got the case, Judge. So we just started conferring today. And so we're requesting a reset. I think he'll need at least a month to get these records that are going to be required to be disclosed.
Okay, we've been waiting on discovery for a while. So we were here on discovery on August 26th. It was a reset, discovery needed. September 23rd, reset, discovery needed. October 27th, reset, discovery needed. It says defense attorney to visit ADA's office. And now we're back. Then we were reset for November 30th for discovery. So this is going to be the last setting that I'm going to give for discovery compliance and for the state to make an offer.
Yes,
After
Your Honor.
that, it's going to be moving to the next phase.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset for discovery on Brandon Wright, please?
And Judge, as a secondary issue, Mr. Wright is on partial GPS. You've allowed him to work. He has a work obligation in South Carolina for vaccination launch. He's requesting specific permission to go. You've given him permission, Judge, but GPS is hesitant, and I'm just trying to make sure that he'll be able to complete his work assignments.
All right, file the agreed motion and I will sign it if there's no objections.
First hearing about this right now, so I'll talk to Ernie.
Okay.
Make sure he can meet agree.
All right, thank you. If you can, then you guys can go to a breakout room or you can take up the matter off docket.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thanks. And Mr. Wright, you are excused. Do you need him here anymore, Mr. Acevedo?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Bobby Barrera. On Amaya.
No, I'll get it for you just now, Judge.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
And Michael, you can move Mr. Acevedo to whichever breakout room you want to move him to.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I haven't been on Zoom for quite some time, so I'm trying to figure this out.
Okay, no problem. Let me help you. What I'll do is I will move you to a breakout room. Let me find Ernest Acevedo. Ernest, if you go to breakout room number 25, and Michael Villarreal, I'm sending you to 25.
Thank you.
All right, who is the prosecutor on Amaya? What is happening with Raymond Amaya? Mr. Barrera, have you received all the discovery?
Judge, I filled in for Marcus today.
Yes.
Since he was busy with another defense attorney.
Mhm.
So I went ahead and let Mr. Barrera know that we received the restitution amount.
Okay.
And he told us that he thinks it's a little lower than that. So he wanted us to contact the victim and see if we could get a receipt for the official restitution amount to turn over to him.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Norma, on Raymond Amaya, can you recall this back on February 15th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're gonna come back on February 15th and make sure that everything is taken care of on Amaya for the restitution. All right, Mr. Amaya, you need to come back on the 15th of February by Zoom. Call your attorney and let them know, okay? All right, who is the attorney for Sutter? Jennifer Sutter? Who is her attorney?
Judge, that's the one that doesn't have an attorney right now. She's supposed to go to drug court,
Okay.
but she has out-of-county warrants.
All right, just give me a moment on that. Ms. Sutter, they're saying that they want to make sure that you go to eat. So we're going to let you go eat and then we'll bring you back, okay?
Yeah, Judge, I have an attorney in Kendall County. They said they appointed her on January 3rd.
Okay, and who is that attorney? What's her name?
Carly Kennel.
How do you spell the last name?
I think it's Kennell.
All right, do you have a contact number for her by chance?
I have it in my bunk. I don't have it with me.
Okay, we're going to try to look her up, but for now I'm going to let you go so that you can eat lunch and then we'll come back, okay?
Come back at 2? Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, Norma, if she can come back at 2 p.m., please.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, everyone, just give me one moment, please. Is there a Garibay in the courtroom? Courtroom?
She's here, Your Honor.
All right, can you have her approach for me, please? Ms. Garibay.
Yes.
Your attorney has been having difficulty reaching you. Sometimes there's miscommunication. We're going to blame it on that. But you need to be in contact with your attorney, because whether or not you're in contact with your attorney or not, and if that's on your end, guess what? You're going to go to trial not having been in contact with your attorney. So you need to get in contact with them. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Your attorney is waiting there for you and you need to change information. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I've been currently at Alpha Home right now. So I get released tomorrow from there. And the last time I came to court, they had to give me another court-appointed attorney because it was.
But no, here's the question. Do you have a telephone?
I don't. I have one there at the house that we all use.
Okay. All right. So you need to give him that number and let him know where you are. All right.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. You're going to go to breakout room number 1. Your case is being reset for February 15th. Ms. Ferguson, if you can make sure that Garibay is for February 15th. All right. Nathan Slimane, has your client showed up?
Your Honor, I just got a text that he's in the elevator. So
Okay.
momentarily he should be walking in.
All right. Mr. Barrera, your client, Mr. Amaya, has been reset. And it's been reset for February 15th to get a handle on restitution.
Okay, Judge, thank you very much. I've got that on my calendar. I'm available that day, so I appreciate the court's consideration, and may he and I be excused.
Yes, your client has already been excused.
Okay, thank you, Judge. You all have a good day.
All right, thank you, you too. Mark McKay.
Yes, Judge. Good morning. Two things. My client has a warrant on one of his cases. I believe that warrant was issued in error. We were scheduled for January 6th on all three cases. I represent him on two. And the court reset the case until today. And only two of the three cases were reset. He's always appeared in court. He's here this morning. He just took a bathroom break, but.
All right, well, what I can tell you, the reason why he has a warrant is because the bondsman got off the bond.
On just that one case?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the issue. It's not something the court side. Yeah.
No worries. I had written Norma and asked her, and I hadn't gotten a reply back from her, and the court clerks couldn't tell me yesterday. So I just made the assumption.
No problem. She just put in the chat box that the bondsman got off the bond.
Okay. While I'm here, will you set a bond on him, and I'll have himself I will have him turn himself in.
Okay. So if you can discuss with the state on a bond issue, then the court will, if you all come up with an agreement, if you'll send me agreed motion, then the court will take care of that.
Okay. Can you tell me what the original bond is? And also, Judge,
I'll send you to a breakout room and the clerks can let you know what the original bond is. Okay.
Okay. I've also been waiting in excess of 2 hours to talk to a DA, and nobody's come to my breakout room.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you why that has happened. Because we have a limited number of prosecutors.
Okay.
And there were I assigned people to 26 breakout rooms.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you to a breakout room, and all of his cases are criminal trial division, everyone. So I can move you up now because some breakout rooms have closed. So I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Cleophas Marshall.
Yes, Your Honor. I've conferred with Mr. Marcus Sanders, and he's given us a fair, reasonable offer. My client needs to consider it, and he wants to talk also with his family about it.
Where's your client?
My client's in custody. He's in the breakout room right now.
Okay, you need to bring him out of the breakout room. Thank you. Tony Hernandez.
Yeah, Judge, we've conferred. We have an offer. I needed some time to review some discovery with the client. It's going to be it's going to take a bit of a while.
All right, where is your client?
He should be on the screen now.
I don't see him. Where is he listed on our?
He's in jail, Judge.
Judge, it looks like he's still in the breakout room.
Okay, I need you to go back to breakout room number 23 and remove him. And McCrum, you're off docket matter. Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial, Judge.
All right. If someone is available for criminal trial to meet Mr. McCrum, it's off docket. I'm going to send him to breakout room number 6. And everyone, if you'll give me a moment. Could I see the deputy who's waiting to see me, please? And to the courtroom, if I can have Mr. Panini come forward, Mr. Pinelli. Thank you for your patience. Just let me review this. All right, no problem. All right, Mr. Pinelli.
Yes, ma'am.
Here's the thing. I gave instructions and I give instructions every time. When you are on Zoom, you are not allowed to allow your screen to go dark. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
The only exception to that is if you are filling out paperwork, and that only exception applies if you're on a phone, because I know that when you're on the phone and you're filling out paperwork, your screen goes dark. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If it happens again, your Zoom privileges will be permanently revoked. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we'll see you back on February 15th, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. They're going to give you a reset form. Mr. Slimane, thank you for your patience. You are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good week.
You too.
And Judge, Mr. Luna is present now.
All right, just give me a moment, please. I need to fill out a paperwork. Just 1 second.
Okay, Judge.
All right, are you Detective Patrick Thomas? You solemnly affirm that all is true and correct within your personal knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you will sign that for me, please. Oh, don't, if you lose a puzzle piece, I will hunt you down.
I know, that's why I'm not gonna mess it. Don't mess up a puzzle.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for your patience. And everyone, just remember to bring people out of the breakout room with you, because sometimes I cannot bring them out of the breakout room. All right, Cleophas Marshall, you have Mr. Rodriguez. What is happening with Mr. Rodriguez?
Your Honor, we've been given an offer by Mr. Marcus Sanders. My client wants to take a moment to consider that offer and talk it over with his family. We anticipate that this will be a case that will plead out. There's some options on the table with that offer. And so that's what he wants to talk over with his family as well.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, can you unmute for me, please? How old are you, Mr. Rodriguez?
I'm 43, ma'am.
All right, I'm
Your
gonna give
Honor.
you a chance to speak with your family, but I'm gonna tell you, family members would love for you to talk to them before you have issues, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Ms. Ferguson, can we recall Mr. Rodriguez in February, please? I'm thinking maybe the 15th or 14th. Although, Mr. Marshall, I don't want to get you in trouble with Valentine's Day on your wife.
Okay, he's in the main session.
Yeah, because I show out. You know I show out.
Okay, so what do I do
Okay,
next?
you know what? That's what he says, but I know his wife. So don't have me call her.
Yes. Judge, I think I'm already setting the 187th on the 14th. So
Okay.
might as well have two settings.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we change it to Valentine's Day? And Tony, you know what that tells me? That tells me that he's not ready to show out on Valentine's Day. So he's going to blame me. But I want the record to be clear that he requested Valentine's Day for his setting.
Only if we remain in court too long, Judge. You have control over that.
Okay. All right, Norma, can you let them know that Mr. Rodriguez can go back?
Okay.
And Mr. Marshall, if you don't have anything else with this, you're excused.
Thank you very much. You all have a beautiful day.
All right, you too. All right, Mr. Padilla.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, who's your client?
My client is Tommy Bracamontes.
Yes, and what is happening with Mr. Bracamontes?
It's an MTR. We reached an agreement. He's going to be revoked and have some cases TIC. So we're ready to go.
All right, has the paperwork been filled out?
Yes, it has.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, let me take that back, Judge. I did it from my end. I don't know if he's done it from his end.
I think maybe he hasn't because I don't have anything.
Right. So I guess you need to put me in the breakout room with him so I can explain that to him.
All right, let me see where he is. He's in number 5. So I'm going to send you to number 5. And clerks, if you could go to number 5, if you're available, please. Tony Hernandez, you've been patiently waiting on Luna.
I've been messing up my audio and video. It's what I've been doing. Judge, we've conferred. We have an offer. There's some discovery that I still need to review with Mr. Luna, and there may be some missing. I'll find out in the next day.
Okay, on Luna, isn't this a motion to revoke?
It is, Judge. He has 2 new cases, though.
All right, are those
They were
cases
both indicted on the 11th of this month.
All right, to the clerks, if you have the indicted cases on Luna, could you please bring those to me? What are the new cases?
Family violence assault, Judge. Both of them.
All right, and have you conferred with the family violence attorney?
Yes, Judge.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll give you a 30-day reset. And then that will be set for a contested. And if there's some issues and it doesn't turn into a contested, just let the court know and we'll change it. Ms. Ferguson, on Henry Luna, can I have it set for a contested in 30 days, please?
Yes, please.
All right, we're going to come back on March 1st, and that's going to be at 2 p.m.
2 p.m., Judge?
Yes, and that'll be for a contested. And if it turns out if it's not going to be contested, just let the state know and let Ms. Ferguson know, and we'll move it to in the morning.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, if there's nothing else, you and your client are excused. Thanks for your patience. Norma, Luna, 187 can go back.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mark McKay on Brian Cruz.
Yes, Judge, I visited with Ms. Sparks and we agreed to a bond of $7,500 on that new case.
All right, if you'll send me by email, I'll put it in the chat, and you need to have it as an agreed order at the top, and you send that to me, we will take care of it.
Does she need to sign it, Judge, or can she just make the acknowledgement here?
Yes, well, what she can do is when you send the agreed order to me through email, include her in the email, and she will put in the email that she's in agreement.
Yes,
and I am putting my email address for you in the chat box.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Cruz. Where are we, Mr. McKay, with discovery and all of that?
I represent Mr. Cruz on two cases. It would be the 218689 and the 218690. I've visited with Meredith on this. I know that she's not there anymore on multiple occasions. We're at an absolute impasse.
All right, then have you received all the discovery?
Yes, Judge, I have.
Has an offer been tendered?
I spoke to Meredith in the past. I've discussed it with my client. I don't have an exact one right here, but it doesn't matter what the offer is, Judge.
Okay, well, you know me, I like for everyone to get an offer because I mean, his offer may be a Class C. Are you telling me he's not going to accept a Class C? You never know.
I'll put it this way, Judge. Both of his cases are enhanced to habitual. And as a matter of fact, Mr. Sandoval was appointed on another case that I was not retained on. He was appointed this morning, to my knowledge.
All right, so this is what we're going to do. Norma, on Mr. Cruz, let's call him back for February 14th or 15th, and that will be for you to obtain an offer from the state. Whether Mr. Cruz accepts it or not is completely up to him, but I require that the state tender an offer.
Okay.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Cruz, what date can we give him? All right, it's going to be February 15th. And as soon as you tender that motion to me, will be signed.
Yes, Judge.
All right, if there's nothing else, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And then that other case, do you have those indicted cases on that? Luna. They said there are new cases. All right, and let me give this to you. These are done. Thank you. All right, Todd Carnata on Segovia.
We have an agreement for revocation. I'm just waiting on the paperwork, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Javier Padilla on Tommy Bracamontes. You said the paperwork. Has he signed the paperwork? You're on mute.
All right, Judge.
The clerks.
Should have the
Paperwork on Tommy Bracamontes. The paperwork should be coming back now.
Yes.
All right, who are the prosecutors on Tommy Bracamontes?
Michelle Hayden.
Okay, let me sign this and we will be ready to go. And there are two cases, correct?
That is correct. We'll be TICing the two new cases. Well, two cases aside from the MTR.
All right. Court is going to call 2021 CR 6002, State of Texas versus Tommy Bracamontes. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Michelle Hayden for the state.
For the defense?
Javier Padilla for the defendant, Your Honor.
All right, and Mr. Bracamontes, if you could unmute for me, please. Are you Tommy Bracamontes?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bracamontes, did you sign a document entitled defendants? Thank you. Defendants consent to appear by video conference with your, and did you review that with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision and First Amendment motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney and did you understand them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Tommy Bracamontes was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 6002 for the offense of failure to comply with sex offender duty to register life or annual on August 3rd, 2021 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Your Honor, we have an agreement. Defendant will plead true to the allegations in the motion to enter adjudication. We'll waive the additional allegations in the amended The agreement is for enter an adjudication of guilt and revocation for
About
2
what
years.
allegation, if you could read the allegations, please.
Okay. Violated condition number 1, on or about the 15th day of October 2021 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Tommy Bracamontes, committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Violated condition number 2, on or about the 15th day of October 2021 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Tommy Bracamontes, did then and there possess contraband in his home, vehicle, or on his person in the form of an illegal controlled substance in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
What dates were those? I'm sorry. True.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 5, in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Tommy Bracamontes, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for a scheduled appointment on October 22nd, 2021 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Violated condition number 9B, in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Tommy Bracamontes, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer the next working day after being released from Bexar County Adult Detention Center on October 16th, 2021 in violation of condition number 9B.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
And violated condition number 17, on or about the 19th day of October 2021 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Tommy Bracamontes, did then and there fail to show proof of employment in violation of condition number 17.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Did you understand by pleading true to violations of conditions 1, 2, 5, 9B, 17, and 17? Court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation conditions 1, 2, 5, 9B, 17, and 17?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find each of those violations true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. The agreement is to enter an adjudication of guilt and sentence the defendant for 2 years on this case. And we will TIC NIGhtMag 634592, the possession controlled substance PG1 less than.
Just 1 second. NIGhtMag 634.
592.
Okay.
And we will also TIC CM 93131, violations sex offender registration with previous conviction.
Okay, CM 93131.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. Padilla, is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bracamontes, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will follow your agreement, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, sentence you to 2 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. Taking consideration NIGhtMag number 634592, CM number 93131, give you credit for any time served. And there's to be chapter 62 compliance. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you
Yes.
electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bracamontes, good luck to you. You better do better. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in and out of prison. And pretty soon, you're going to be listed as a habitual, which means any other cases that you pick up, your minimum is going to be 25 years as it's proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Yes,
With that,
ma'am.
we're
Thank you.
closing the record. Mr. Padilla, you are excused. Norma, you can let them know 17C Bracamontes can go back.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Todd Carnado. Todd Carnado.
Yeah. Here,
All right,
Just signed
is
the
your
paperwork, sent it back
paperwork
just
done? Okay, thank you.
like literally just now.
Okay, just let me check that, and then Mr. McCrum, I'll take up your matter. All right, Rudy Martinez, what is happening with Mr. Martinez?
He was, if you recall, a failure to appear Friday in court. And so you remanded him without bond. I filed a motion to reinstate because he was taken into custody on Monday. I've talked to Ryan Groomer, who is not opposed to setting a bond, but in an increased amount of 75,000 because the original was 50,000.
Yeah, okay, so here's my issue with your client. I gave your client a choice, and I told him he needed to appear. And what I remember telling him, because my mind is a steel trap, is that problems just compound when you don't take care of things. And basically, he told me he's not going to appear, and he did not appear. So is he in custody at the Bexar County Jail?
Yes.
Ms. Ferguson, can we put Mr. Martinez on the docket for tomorrow? Or state, when will you be ready to, because I know you want an increased bond. Mr. McCrum, are you going to object to their increased bond amount?
He can't make it. I'm sure he's going to ask me to ask for just reinstating the original bond.
All right, Mr. Grimmer, will you be ready with witnesses tomorrow, or do you need more time?
Judge, I don't think there's no new offense, Judge, so I don't expect us to really have witnesses, but if you want to set it tomorrow at the minimum, I can approach with Scott and maybe we can come to some agreement or figure out where we're going with it.
All right. Ms. Ferguson?
And Judge, as far as like in the interest of expediency, I'll stipulate to what the reason he was required to appear Friday were violations of his pretrial release.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we put Mr. Rudy Martinez on the docket for tomorrow? I'm putting the case number for you in the chat box. All right, Ms. Ferguson said that she will put that on the docket for tomorrow.
Very good. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
All right, everyone, it appears that we may be coming back only this afternoon on Ms. Sutter. And I don't know if anyone is able to contact her attorney, Carly Connell. I know we have new prosecutors in this court. On Jennifer Sutter, she was supposed to go to felony drug court, but there have been issues because she has out-of-county cases. And so now she has an attorney on those cases. And I don't know if anyone is available to speak with that defense attorney to perhaps see if something's going to happen with those cases. And I'm assuming that attorney's name is C-A-R-L-Y, last name K-E-N-N-E-L-L. So it appears that that's the only thing we'll have coming back this afternoon. And let me see if we have the paperwork on Mr. Coronado's client.
Your Honor, I believe I need to go to the breakout room with him.
Okay.
He's an inmate.
All right. He's in 17. I'll send you to 17.
Thank you.
Brenda almost jinxed us because I'm thinking that we're going to get our break at exactly 12. And I thought it, so I've jinxed us. I apologize.
Judge, can I see you in the breakout room?
Yes. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I can meet you in breakout room number 1. All right, who are the prosecutors on Segovia?
All right, Judge.
Okay, we're going to take that matter up. To the clerks, you should have Segovia. Brenna, we came close to 12 p.m. for the first time in a long time.
And Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm gonna send you some emails on the agreed motions that they've sent me.
All right, thank you. All right, we're just waiting for your client to come out of breakout room. Breakout rooms are closing in 30 seconds, so he should be.
Okay, I told him to get out. He goes, how do I do that? And I was like, all right, they'll figure it out.
Hey, but it's Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Tried to finish it by noon, almost made it, so sorry.
Oh, that's okay. We go till 12:30, but don't tell anybody that.
I won't at all.
Okay. All right, Mr. Segovia, can you unmute yourself, please? All right, the court is calling 2015 R1269, I'm sorry, 12629W. That's 2015 CR 12629W. State of Texas versus Henry Segovia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
Todd Coronado.
And are you Mr. Segovia?
Yes, I am, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Segovia, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Henry Segovia who was placed on community supervision and cause number 2015 CR 12629W for the offense of assault, bodily injury, security officer on February 24, 2016 for a term of 5 years and extended for a term of 1 year? Is that you?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, state.
On or about the 9th day of April 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Henry Segovia, did then and there illegally use a controlled substance, namely methamphetamines, in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. State waives remaining allegations, Your Honor.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Segovia, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion and sentence you up to 3 years in prison and up to $1,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. We ask that the court revoke the defendant and reform sentence from 3 years to 2 years prison.
Is that the agreement, Mr. Coronado?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Mr. Segovia, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, I would like to further notice that if I could take my back time, please.
Okay. Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court is finding violation of condition number 2 true. The court will follow your agreement. The court will grant the motion, sentence you to 2 years in prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $1,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. I'm going to show you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Somewhat, I think.
Okay, well, let me go slower. All right. Did you understand that you entered into a plea bargain agreement with the state today?
Yes, yes, okay, yes.
All
yes,
right.
ma'am.
Did you
Yes,
understand that I could have sentenced you to 3 years? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So because you reached an agreement with the state for 2 years, I sentenced you to 2 years. Do you understand?
Yes, 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 yes. I
And
do.
you told me that you were waiving your right to appeal. Did you understand that?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. So because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Correct, correct, okay.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you want to know what the definition of a weapon is, you'll need to talk to your attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. My father was a Marine, so yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Segovia, it appears to the court that you have a drug problem. If you want, I can request that you be placed in the therapeutic community. Now, if you're placed in the therapeutic community at the prison, they will not extend your time for being placement in that community, but they can potentially help you with any drug issues you have. So would you like to be placed in the therapeutic community or consider for placement in the therapeutic community? Yes or no, I'm not trying to trick you. It's either you want help with your drug problem or you don't.
No. I'm handling my drug problem, but as we speak, and no, if I need help, I would ask for help further down the line.
Okay. All right. We can go off the record. Mr. Segovia, how old are you?
I'll be fixing to be 50 in June. So I'm
All right. So
49.
Mr. Segovia, I'm going to be honest with you. All right. You're getting to that point, unless you're planning on living past 100, more of your life is behind you than in front of you. Now, in the best of times, when there was not a COVID pandemic or anything, you could say, I'm pretty sure I can at least make it to 70. But you've compounded your issue to drug use. And people who make drugs, guess what? They're not FDA approved. So people are working in their kitchens, working in their garages. Something falls on the floor, rats running around, roaches are running around, feces getting drugs. They don't care. So you're going to have to make a decision for yourself. Do you want to get help, or do each time you use drugs, you're looking at that you may end up dying from it because we don't know what's in it. So when you're released from custody, I know you say you're trying to get help. There are so many free places you can go to. They will help you with housing. They will help you get your drug situation under control. If your family is still alive, I know they want you to be the best person that you can be, and the best person that you can be is someone who's not addicted to drugs, or at least are in control of it. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Segovia. Norma, you can let them know that 17B can go back.
Your
Yes.
Honor, may I say something for the record, please?
You want to place something on the record? All right,
Yes, very
Brenda?
quickly.
Yes, we're back on the record.
Okay, thank you. No, Mr. Segovia just wants to be given credit that he successfully completed MyOff, and he also successfully completed the safety program as well.
All right, so I will give him credit. Brenda, on the record, I'm going to give him credit for any time served, and I'll give him credit for any successful completion of MyOff and safety.
Alrighty,
So,
appreciate
Mr.
it. Thank you much.
Coronado, I need you to make sure that you talk to the clerks about the times.
Sure will.
All right, and Mr. Segovia, with
Yes,
the
ma'am.
MyOff thing, that tells me that there were some mental health issues. So when you're released, you need to make sure the first person you go to is Center for Healthcare Services to make sure you have all your medications, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I further want to say that I appreciate your honesty and helping the other mental patients that I saw earlier. Anyhow, but my mental disability is a top priority now these days. Since you sentenced me to be court ordered to be on my medication, it is, I follow through that now these days. However, I do have a drug problem. You're absolutely right. But I'm trying to get the best handle of things. And my brother's helping me with that. He offered me a job to where he could see me and take regular UAs as weekly.
Okay, that's awesome.
So I'm gonna get the best hand of it. Just my last question is, I did over 2 years in county for all this. So should I be
Oh, no,
released?
you will get all the time that you did on this specific case, you'll receive credit for it, okay?
Okay.
And if you successfully completed MyOff and successfully completed safety, you'll receive credit for that as well. And your
All right,
attorney's going to make sure that he speaks to the clerks to make sure you get that time, okay?
All right, thank you, Ms. Boyd.
All right, thank you.
Judge Boyd, I mean,
Oh,
thank you.
that's
God
okay.
bless.
Thank you so much. God bless you too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Judge, can I go in the breakout room with the Robert?
Yes.
Clerk?
Yes. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to stop live stream, so you'll be able to speak with him on the screen. So to all the prosecutors, we're going to come back at 2 p.m. The one case that we're coming back on is Jennifer Sutter, and that is criminal trial division. So if some prosecutors believe it's okay to leave a man behind, family violence, Brenda, see how I put that on them? If you all want to leave a man behind, you can.
Sorry,
because it's-
criminal trial.
Yeah, so it's a criminal trial case. Ryan, I'm testing the new prosecutors to see if they believe leaving men behind.
Yeah.
But, well, men or women behind. So that's
Sure.
the only case we're coming back on. And the only thing we need to discover on that case is what is happening to our out of county cases, because I may need to lift the order for her to go to felony drug court. But
Okay.
I'm just concerned that if we release her, they're going to take her to that county and we're not going to see her again, and she's going to fail on her probation.
Okay. And I think we located that attorney. She's out of Bernie. So we're trying to, Joe Ray's going to reach out to her over lunch and see if we can get some clarification to try to make it quick, whichever way we're going to go.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to stop live stream, and we may be back at 2 p.m. or things may be solved and we may not have to come back.